I promise you guys, I'm not being dramatic. It was a cage. Like, what are you doing here, you hypocrite? I can never forget the day that I was, oh my god, like, Jesus. I went through all the stages of grief. Vindicate me. Maybe I went to go and do prostitution. In my wildest dreams, I never ever would have connected going to the cinema with whatever conversation was going on. She lost her virtues. Who is this? So ungodly. Almost every single time I have weird, bizarre, rubbish dreams, I'm inside that school just to see. Never again. Never again. Hey guys, good morning. It's morning. So welcome back to the channel. This is Lifestyle Have Dasta. I'm Esther. If you're new here, hi. I really hope that you like my content and that you decide to stick around. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch more videos. You guys know I don't take it for granted at all. If you're new here, please subscribe. Stick around by subscribing. Basically, I'm outside again because I liked the response I got from the other video when I sat outside. So yeah, we're going to be recording outside here. So I put up a question tag on my Instagram story asking for like what kind of content people would like to give, and somebody commented, well actually my sister, that commented about like secondary school gist. And obviously because she has an idea of, like, she knows the kind of gist that I have from secondary school. My secondary school, disclaimer, for the record, I'm not going to mention his name here, so please, if you know my secondary school, the school I went to for secondary school, please don't mention it in the comment section. Don't say anything about the name. I don't have strength for them and their drama, please, I beg. Honestly, I have a lot of horror stories from that place. It was just funny how unconsciously I think my mind had kind of blocked away a lot of the things that happened to me there, and I had forgotten. And how it occurred to me was one of my classmates met up with one of our mutual friends and was sharing with the person about some things that happened in school, even things that happened to me. I was like, was telling the person, and when the person was telling me that this is my mutual friend, I was telling me, I was like, oh, that actually happened. Like, I had totally forgotten. And that was when I realized that somehow my mind had like blocked out a lot of those memories just because of the trauma and the horror of it all. I'm just going to be sharing bit by bit as I remember. I don't know, I feel like this is something I wanted to do a while ago, like maybe when I started my channel initially. I think this was one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what happened and why I didn't end up speaking about it. Maybe it wasn't time. Again, like I said, a lot of things I wanted to talk about, I've not felt the release to talk about them, but I think now I'm in a better place to talk about this stuff, so I'll be talking about them as I feel more comfortable too. This was like the most traumatizing experience, and I think even though I forgot a lot of other things, this particular one I never forgot. Okay, so story. First of all, guys, let me give you like context, just so you understand the gravity of the situation. So in my secondary school, they had this deeper life kind of setting or deeper life kind of background. You know, deeper life church. So basically, we are not allowed to like wear earrings. Oh, I don't remember. Do we used to wear earrings? I think we used to wear like this dot one. I actually don't remember that information. But anyways, I know like powder was a sin. Vaseline, don't rub it. Why are you rubbing Vaseline on your lips and your lips are shining? That is a sin. In fact, let me tell you, somebody was expelled for breakdancing. They say he's summoning all the demons in hell. And the funny thing is, this was my very first day of resumption at school. The first day I resumed JS1, that was when this thing happened. They expelled the person. So like this was my introduction into the school. I was just like, huh? So it was very, I don't know. They say like he was doing Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson in hell was bringing Michael Jackson. Anyway, yeah, there was just a lot of rules and regulations, and some of it came from because the owners of my school are members of the Palace, so many of their rules and regulations came from their doctrines from the Palace. I remember that first experience when I heard that they just expelled somebody today that school just resumed, and they say they will send the person's money back to them. I mean, I was not even a bad child. I've never been a bad child to begin with. I feel like that whole experience just made me kind of scared that please, I don't want any problem in this school. Whatever they say, I'll do. Any rule they give, I'll obey. Like, imagine they call my parents that they want to expel. Like, if you see the rules and regulations, every small thing, expulsion, every small thing, suspension, like, I'm just like, please. I've never been a troublesome child. They've not called my parents in primary school to say I did anything. It's not now it starts. So, despite the fact that I was already a good child and very moral and all, I still made it a point of duty to be very extremely cautious, just so that like I never get into trouble in school. So every single rule, every single thing they said don't do, I knew everything in my head. So I was very obedient to every rule and regulation. Again, because this school was like my dream school. My mom just fell in love with this school because we used to see it on my way to primary school, and then every time my mom would be like, "Oh, Esther, you're going to go to that school." So somehow, like I just grew to love the school without even ever being there. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that, oh, this school looks very beautiful outside. We barely ever see people like, and there was just this thing of, oh, this school, they are very disciplined. The students always do well. They go for competitions and they do well and all of those things. So it was very glorified in my mind. So I'm like, okay, my dream school. I'm finally here. I don't want to do anything that will make them kick me out. So that's how we're going. Just 1, just 2, just 3. I was a day student from just 1 to just 3. Then I became a boarder. I joined the boarding house in SS1. I'm sorry guys, like if you're not Nigerian, basically just 1 to just 3 is like junior high, and then SS1 to SS3 is like senior high. So basically I was a good student. Everybody knew me, and again, aside all of that, I've always loved God. Like I've always been a Christian girl. I've always been a good girl. So everybody, like people basically knew me as the one that would never get into trouble. Imagine from just 1 to just 3, I had never faced any kind of suspension. It was such a big deal for you to go from just 1 to just 3 and you have never been suspended. You've never been called to assembly to be flogged. The only time you will catch me receiving punishment is when it's group punishment or for late coming, and that was because where my house was, it was quite far and there used to be terrible traffic. So before we will navigate our way from the house to school, many times I'll be late to school. Like I'll come during assembly and then they'll make me kneel down and flog me. That's the only time. Or when they're punishing the entire class and I don't really do anything, but it's general punishment, you have to suffer too. But basically people knew me as like the good girl. Like even my classmates, a lot of them used to like beef me because they know that Esther will never get involved. Like so the thing with me is I'll never snitch on you. I'll never report. If teacher comes in class and say who did this, I'll never talk, but I'll never join you. If you try to ask me to join you in whatever you want to do and I know that this thing is against the rule, I'm not joining. Please leave me alone. I'm not going to join. But I'll never snitch on you and all. So people knew me as a good girl. I used to preach. I was that girl that used to preach to people in class. I would bring flyers. Like I used to like legit write flyers by myself, paper and pen. Just because I've always been a church girl, I've always been a Christian, I've always loved God, I've always wanted to like bring more people to Christ. I just always wanted to bring more people to Christ. So like I'll target those bad boys and bad girls in class. I'll be telling them about God. Not that it's funny, but all I'm saying is that people knew me. I was the one that used to sing almost all the time on assembly because when they make the roster for singing, I don't know what it was with my voice in secondary school that people used to say my voice is sweet. I never saw it, honestly. Like I actually never saw it. Like every single time I felt confident about my voice was just because, and I don't know, somehow I feel like that thing's still there. But just because people used to say, oh wow, Esther, I love your voice, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But I never saw it. But then like people liked my voice, and I think maybe it was just the thing of I could sing, at least I could hold a note, and not everybody could. Basically not everybody could hold a note, and that was just because I've been in choir like from when I was small. But basically every time my name was on the roster to sing on assembly, there was hardly a week where my name would not be on the roster to sing, and I was not the one preparing the roster. Sometimes students, sometimes teachers, different people. I was always singing. So some people never know my name. Some people just knew me as the girl that was singing assembly. At a point my name became very popular. Like when I knew how popular I was was when I met, so here in Georgia I met somebody that went to my school. I think she went 3 years after I graduated or 2 years after I graduated, and she still heard my name and heard my gist. Like she was like, are you Esther Demo? You went to so school? I'm like, yeah. She was like, oh my god, we used to hear about you. And I was like, hey, like that's how popular I was in that school. It was weird because one of my teachers used to tell me that people still talk about you, like teachers still use you as an example. I don't know if it's still happening now because it's like, I don't know, 6 years since I left that school, so I doubt it's still happening now. But I know at that time my teacher used to tell me like maybe like 3 years after I left or 4 years or 2 years after that, people still talk about you. Some teachers still use you as an example. That himself, he still uses me as an example to the students. Be like, Esther said this will not happen. I'm like, okay. But anyway, I'm just trying to give you like a background and context to all of this. So, and I know ask for all of these things, but somehow it just happened. Then the era of prefects started. After the first set of prefects that we had, was it first or second? I think after the first 2 sets that we had, I think for my sets of prefects, so they used to pick prefects in SS1. So when I was going into SS1, they said that how they were going to pick prefects was going to be by voting. So students would vote who they think should be the prefect for so position. I don't remember if they did it for the other 2 sets before us, but I know that they did it for my set. So that's how everybody was like, chapel prefect, we already know Esther. I was sure just hearing chapel prefect, Esther. And mind you, like 2 other chapel prefects that we had before that time. I think the first one was from Deeper Life, because again, it was like, because the Deeper Life Life students that were the good students or the Christians, moral people, good girls and good boys. And then the rest of us that were not from Deeper Life were not really good like that. The first one I remember was from Deeper Life. The second one was not from Deeper Life, but her father had a church, but they like stemmed from Deeper Life, something like that. So I was going to be the very first person that my name was going around as suggestion for chapel prophet, and I was not from Deeper Life, I was from somewhere else that basically did not have that their doctrine and training and way of life and all. I was shy just hearing things like Esther, chapel prophet, and mind you, like then most of the prefects were boarders, so I was a day student. So me, I didn't think it was going to be possible because usually they'll pick prefects from boarding house because you need to be available whenever anything is happening in school. And I was a day student, meaning that I will not be in church with them on Sundays and stuff. So I didn't think it was going to be possible. But alas, that's what happened. Like they called for prefects and they called my name, chapel prefect. I'm like, You know, when I was telling my friend like, they made me chapel prefect, I was so happy, accomplishment. I remember then sometimes I would like go to school just to attend their services with them because of I was chapel prefect. After I became a brother, they now made me, so there's this thing they call, you know how like you have like home fellowship. I can't even remember what they used to call it. See, I've looked at, oh my god, do you know when I left secondary school, maybe like 6 years ago. But anyways, I don't remember what they used to call it. I don't know, it's just like home cell. It was like cells, but it was class by class. So because people knew that I used to preach, sometimes I would like preach during like on Fridays we would have like fellowship towards the end of school, and some Fridays I would preach. I think I've preached on assembly before, basically different times. So they put me in charge of the cell things. So oh god, I don't remember what it was called. Let me just say maybe like home fellowship pastor. So we have the home fellowship pastor, I've forgotten what the name was, and then the assistant home fellowship pastor. And I remember this man telling me that the reason why I'm not home fellowship pastor and I'm made the assistant is because I'm a woman, and he doesn't believe that a woman should be head over man. So he now puts the man as the head. So basically the guy that was the chapel prefect was the one made the head of the home fellowship, and then I was whatever rubbish. Anyway, I was the assistant. So basically what we used to do, I used to like share teachers for different classes, and me, I used to like teach the just ones. I know a lot of juniors used to like me. A lot of juniors liked me because they're like, I'm very kind, I'm very nice, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you context. I was chapel prefect, and then I was like, let's say home fellowship assistant pastor. Oh, I was now made the choir mistress. Because again, every time it comes to singing, it's Esther that singer. I used to lead every time, praise, worship, everything. And this was just because back home, I'm in the choir and my church, I already do that. So it was like I already knew how to do those things. They did not have to like start teaching me, or like a lot of people that were just learning. So it was just easy to give me the position because again, yeah, it's something I do. So I was holding basically the 3 spiritual positions of the school. So now let's get to the gist of the matter. This thing annoys me a lot of times when I think about it, but I think I've healed from it, so I can talk about it now, so it's fine. So the thing with me is, even though I was a Christian, I'm a Christian and all, I'm a believer, I do not believe in how do I put it? Let me give an example. There was this other girl that she was also known as a good girl, as a Christian. So when the tussle between who should be made prayer chapel prefect came, it was between me and her, because people also knew her as a good girl, church girl that loves God and is preaching to people and all. But now the thing with her is people used to see her as like over religious or over spiritual, that her own is like so much, because sometimes she'll wear like scarf to class, or maybe she'll not want to like talk to some people because it's like, you are a sinner, I can't talk to you. So basically what people used to say was different for me was, even though I was like a Christian and spiritual and all, I did not used to treat people like, oh, you're a sinner, so you are not worthy, I cannot speak to you. Like, I did not used to make people feel bad. Rather, like, I'm talking to you to change or about the gospel, but I'm not trying to make you feel like a sinner. I'm like trying to tell you, oh, God loves you, come to God. I'm not trying to say, oh, you perish. Or I shall know that that's what people used to describe me, that, oh, Esther is a Christian, but yet she still talks to us, she still plays with us, she still mingles with us. Some people used to call, I know this girl used to say that I'm just compromising, I'm being a compromising Christian, because I'm saying I'm a Christian, but I'm compromising because like basically I'm hanging out with these people. Like, why? Oh, don't sit in the seat of the scuffle. Blessed is the man who walks not in the way of the sinner. All those things. So basically, she's not trying to work with anybody that is not a believer. Like, you people cannot be friends. Why should you be friends? Why should you be talking to each other? Like, if she wants to talk to you, if we're talking, the only conversation she should be having with you is repent. But me, it was not like that for me. Like, I used to chill with them, I would make jokes with them. The only place I will not join you is if you want to do something wrong. That one, me, I'm not doing. No. Basically, that was it. So now it so happens that one of my friends, because again I'm like, these are my classmates, so they're not my enemies, they're my friends. Even if maybe we're not tight friends, but at least we're classmates, and if we're hanging out, I can hang out, I can gist with you guys, and or even in everything we're gisting, not necessarily be about like the Bible or the gospel. I can have a good laugh with you guys. So during the summer, some of our, like 2 of them, it was going to be their birthday in April. So they're like, oh, let's go hang out. Like, this is my classmates. Let's go hang out. Let's go to the cinema. So during one of those holidays, I think it was the long holidays, we're going to go, like, we're going home, and then everybody was like, the gist was going around like, oh, our birthdays are coming up, or we're going to do something, or invite you. I'm like, I mean, I'm down. No, invite me, why not? Why will I not? I will come. Yeah, which cinema? Oh, don't bother. We're going to take care of everything. Bills on us. I'm like, bills on us. Okay, why not? Let's go. So I don't even know the movie we were watching. I don't remember if the movie was up to that. I don't even know what movie it was. I don't remember anything about that thing. So they invited me. I think the invitation was like open for every member of our class. If you can come, you come. If you can't come, fine. So I told my parents that, oh, my classmates are having like their birthday, so they said we should go to the cinema, and my parents were like, oh, okay, no problem. So before that time, all the times I had gone to that, if you know GDC, Genesis Deluxe Cinema, all the times I had gone there, my dad had been the one like that had taken me. I'd never gone there on my own, so I know how to like somehow figure out a way to go by myself. But my dad was not going to be around, and so the issue my dad had was, okay, how are you going to find your way there, because this place is like very far away from where we stay, and I had never gone that far by myself. So now, because of that, my mom now brought up the talk of, okay, then you're going to go with your sister, because they're like, I've never gone that far away from the house, and they're not comfortable with the idea of me going there by myself. So I'm like, oh, okay. Initially, one of my classmates was even supposed to come and pick me up, but something happened and plans changed. And then they're like, okay, then since you have to find your way there, then go with your sister. So I asked my friends, oh, can my sister come? Sure, why not? No problem. So me and my sister now went for this party. Not party, just to see, just to see a movie, my dear brothers and sisters. Anyways, we went to the cinema. So we met up. Oh, how are you? Good to see you. These. I think it was just one girl from my school that had, let's just say she left this school. She was also there at the get together or hangout. So we met up, we bought drinks. I remember then they were asking everybody, oh, what do you want? This is Genesis Deluxe Cinema. Mind you, I don't know if they sell alcoholic drinks in that place, but I have no idea. I don't know if they do, because every single time I've gone there, all I see is Coke and Fanta, like Coca-Cola and Fanta and Sprite and all those kind of drinks, Ferus. So what do you want? I remember very well that I got Coke. That one I can't remember. I got Coke, and then like the guys were like trying to do, oh, we'll take care of you. So they were now like among themselves calculating how much they can spare. So I remember they bought popcorn so we were now like pairing each other for the popcorn. Now like we finished seeing the movie. I don't remember what that movie was. After the movie now, we'll not just go like that. Like we're just hanging around, gisting, talking. I know people were like going to different corners, but I don't know what was happening. Me, I'm just here living life happy. Happy that I finished eating popcorn and drinking Coke. And then next thing they're like, oh, before everybody goes, let's take pictures. Like, oh, okay. And we took this group picture. I would have posted the picture here, but for people's privacy, because I'm not sure everybody will be comfortable having their faces out there, I will not show the full picture. I'll probably just put the parts of me and my sister. Yeah, and every other person else can be gone. So we took pictures. It was such a fun time. Like me and my friends. Remember, this is my girlfriend that we used to be very close then. We're just catching up, gisting about different things that were happening during the holiday. And we went home. When my mom came back, oh, how was it? I said it was nice. What movie did you watch? I told her, even though now I don't remember the movie. But I know that the movie did not even have anything. Actually, it was a clean movie. Like, I don't know, Sha. If it was not even a cartoon, maybe like all this something like Godzilla, like all those kind of things. School resumed, and I went back to school. From the first day I came back, by this time now I was a boarder, so I was in boarding house. I was hearing party riders. People went to party. Party rider. People went to party. They planned party. They did party. I was just hearing it. I'm like, hey. I said, who did party? Hey. I just know that they were just talking about this party that people had, this ungodly party that people had during the summer. And me, I was just like, hey, wahala, who was going to go enter trouble? I was like, God, I beg. I said, thank God, man, I don't go for any party during the holiday. I said, Who has gone for party again? Hey, problem. And they were like, oh, the owner of the school, the wife said that when she comes, she'll address it, she'll talk about it. Because what kind of ungodly party? Oh my god, I really think this thing is too loud. What are they building now? I should probably hold the mic closer to my mouth. I don't know. I was just like, who has gone to go and enter trouble now? Who has gone to go and do party? Then I now heard that one of my classmates, her brother or something had a party in their house. I'm like, hey. And now it's going to be a problem. So I was just like, okay, but what is their business? It's not party the person did in their house. Say, hey, how does it relate to school? Why is it an issue? I know, like, we used to have, among my classmates, we used to have that argument that what is anybody's business if I did party in the house during holiday? That was how. Next thing, I just heard party riders. Where are they? Like, I remember one day I was coming out and the woman, like the owner's wife, was like shouting, screaming, where are they? All of them should come to my office. They should come and line up. All of them. What rubbish. So ungodly. I say, God, this is serious. So next thing, somebody came to the hostel and they're like, Esther, they say you plan party. I'm like, me, I plan party. Like, the confusion on my face, I'm like, what do you mean I plan party? Do you even know, like I say, me that not go for any party during the summer. Like, how did I now enter the planning committee? Like, I don't know what they're talking about. They say, did you not go to the cinema? I say, do you know, like, in my wildest dreams, I never ever would have connected going to the cinema with whatever conversation was going on. Yeah, I say, yeah, we went to the cinema, we went to watch movies. They say, hey, now that you were planning party. I say, true. Me, I not plan any party. The cinema I went to is not even my birthday. Somebody's birthday. They say, this is how I started explaining. This is how explanation started. I say, who is this? When she said, may I just pass this now? They were like, and is she not the one? She was planning the party, going from house to house. I say, I don't understand. What do you mean by going from house to plan? Like, is it that I don't have things to do in my life? Wait, do you even know who my parents are? Like, my parents will not just like let me go around aimlessly. Why would I be going from house to house planning party when I'm not an event planner? Like, what does that even mean? Anyway, like, I was just like, wait, this has to be a joke, because maybe somebody just angry, they were just talking things, but because I don't understand. Anyway, though, that's how, alas, they were not calling people, and they called my name to come to the office. I say, Jesus. I say, what is happening, please? They should call my name. All of us that went for that to the cinema, they called all of us to the disciplinary committee. I say, hey. Like, I'm like, okay, I believe that by the time I go there and we explain what actually happened, then it will not be a problem, because I don't see the harm in classmates coming together to go and see a movie. So I was just like, no, there's no need to panic. After I started praying for it because it's my school, every small thing. I was just like, God, I beg, please, I don't want to enter trouble. Whatever this is, I don't want it. I reject it, like, right now. Sure. I was just like, no problem. I've prayed. I'm confident. By the time I go there and I explain, even the ones punish people, they'll know that me I not do anything. Hangout that my parents were aware of. Me, I shall just know that when I got there, the questions they were even asking me was like, okay, explain your side of the story. What happened? I say, so they won't say it's their birthday. So that let's go to the cinema and watch a movie. They say, okay, which movie did you watch? I told them, okay, what did you people eat? We heard that you people were smoking and drinking. I say, smoking inside the cinema. Who smokes in the cinema? And of course, I don't ask them like that, but all the questions were just like appalling to me. I'm like, there was nothing like that. Like, there was no drinking. All we had were soft drinks, Coke, Fanta, Sprite. Because that day they were asking, who wants Coke? Me. Who wants Fanta? Who wants Sprite? If there was any alcoholic drinking involved, I have no idea of that. I don't know. Like, I have zero idea of that. And then the woman that was talking, like, she was writing, and then there were other teachers there. This was my first time entering the disciplinary committee. I don't even know the teachers that are usually in the disciplinary committee. Anyway, they start talking. They say, okay, so how long was it? I said, they say, okay, so, and then after you people finished, you people now took ungodly pictures. I say, which ungodly picture did I take? I say, we took group picture now. Like, they say, no, that they saw pictures of guys carrying girls and like snapping like boyfriend and girlfriend. I say, hey, Jesus, me, I'm not aware of the funny thing that I did not see any of those kind of pictures. Like, it was later when I came later that I was not hearing that, oh, some people actually took pictures like that. So there was a picture of a guy carrying a girl, and then I don't even know what else is the boyfriend and girlfriend picture. Like, shall maybe a boy and a girl snap together, they say relationship pictures. But anyways, I know even about all of this. So me, after the movie and gisting, I went back to my house. So they said, and then to top it up, to make matters worse, we now tagged the school to our ungodly gathering, our ungodly party. We wrote the name of the school and said bash. I say ha. Like, let me say, for example, now if the short form of the school is like BBC bash or CNN bash, something like that, so we tag them, even though we not write the full name, but the fact that we use that their short name, that people know them, like that they're a school, like they're a highly rated school. Do we know the competition they have, the competition they are facing? Now when parents see this, now they'll not think, oh, this is how the students of this school are, they'll not bring their children here because of us. I was just like, oh my god, why did I not see this thing in a dream? So that is, I would have not gone for this party. Or like, why did something happen that was not here? Because which kind of wahala with this? It was not even a party. Initially I was just like, hey, because like, you don't know how I didn't want to soil my record until I graduated. I said, even if I'll be the first student, I'll leave this place without facing any kind of punishment like suspension or all those kind of things. I want to be the one. And then, like, funny enough is when they were talking about those pictures, I don't even know those pictures were taken. Like, I don't even know how, like, oh, like, I was so shocked. And then even the posting of the pictures, because I didn't even actually see the picture. I think maybe I saw it that time, but I don't even know on whose phone the pictures were, because even when I was in that time, rubbish. Like, I cannot bring out that picture to snap this picture. I cannot bring out that phone to snap any picture. So it was people with better phones that took the pictures. They're the ones that have the pictures. I don't even know what the picture actually looks like. I shall know we stayed together like this straight line. We stayed on a straight line like this to snap our group picture. I said, God, please, which kind of problem is this? It was later I now found out that the person, remember that girl that was my school before but left, she's the one that posted the picture on Facebook and tagged us. By this time I've already gone to school because we resumed before her, and then she's not the one that now wrote CCN, let's say CCN batch. But now we're now being punished because a lot of us do not really know. Like, somehow people have to like try and find out, like tell the students to check, okay, what is the problem, which picture is online, let us know, because none of us posted anything. Whether because we're afraid of our school, I don't know. I shall know, it not crossed my mind to post anything. Like, oh jeez, oh my god. Like, anyways, we now shall found out that, oh, that is the original. So we are actually the party riders. We are the party gang they've been talking about. We gave our name ourselves party riders. Like, that became our hashtag. We're calling each other party riders because all of us were punished. All of us that went to that cinema were all punished. So it became a bonding. We became a bonding team. We're bonding because of the trauma. Like, it was still a dream to me. Like, every time, like, I think I went to the disciplinary committee like twice. That time I would tell my like family friend that was a day student to like tell my mom that this is what is happening. Me, I don't know. So I remember the first time I went to the committee, we went in a group. Then they now called me again separately. They were like, what happened to you? They said that clothes you wore, do your parents know? When did you start wearing trousers? I said, sure. Which one be when did I start wearing trousers? I have to wear trousers in my house now. They say you used to wear trousers. I say yeah. They say they could not understand it because they're like, no, they thought I'm a good girl. I'm like, okay, but good girl cannot wear trousers. Like, I don't understand. Like, obviously, if I'm coming to school, I don't wear trousers to come to school because you people don't allow. It's not allowed to wear trousers to my school. Like, even if you're a day student, even parents are frowned upon. Like, they will actually talk about your mom. If your mom wears trousers to school, they will talk about her. It was don't wear to our school. Don't wear trousers to our school. So obviously, even though I used to wear, then it was leggings I wore and then this long top. Even though I used to wear it, I could not wear it to school because that's what people say. You people say you don't want it. So of course, when I'm going to school, I will dress in your acceptable way. Now wear my long skirts or skirt, whatever I'm wearing. I'll try to dress well and come dress the way you want me to dress. So what they say is a lie, that they believe strongly that clothes I wear is not my clothes. That I probably spoke to one of my classmates to bring it for me from their house. Then I left. They were telling me this into my face, that I left the house with a different set of clothes. And then I probably told one of my classmates that wears the same size with me to bring it from their house for me, so the person put it in their bag. Because that's what they were saying, that this is because I'm very sure she put it in her bag. And then she brought it there. Then she now changed. I said, this is what I want to leave my house. This is what I want to come out. If you people are doubting me, you can call my parents and ask them. They did not believe me. I said, no, you people can ask my mom. It's what I want. From my house. They don't believe it. They say, no, this is good. You're a good girl. What happened to you? As you went on holiday, you just spoiled. I say, hey, which kind of problem with this girl though? Because I went to see a movie. Which, like, what is all of this? What is it? They're like, they can't even believe this. Like, they're so shocked. Anyways, all of us there were all punished. I don't want to go into depth of the punishment that we received. But just know that all of my positions that I was occupying, all of them were affected. Okay? And everyone, not just me, the senior prefect boy and girl, assistant senior prefect boy, all of us that went, all the prefects that went, we all received punishment. And one punishment was double. Let me just say that compared to the other people that were not prefects. So that whole thing happened. I thought it was over. I went through all the stages of grief. I had the denial phase, like, no, this is not possible. Like, this is a dream. It's a bad dream. I'll wake up from it. Like, no, they can't be serious. They cannot really be punishing us because we went to the cinema. We legit had to find a way to tell the girl to take down the pictures. Please take down that picture. Remove anything about this school from that picture. Like, and she did that, but they've already gotten screenshots. They were still holding on to that. I said, God, please, like, what is it? Like, really, what is it? Anyways, after I passed through all the stages of grief, I finally accepted that this is actually happening. Then I'm like, okay, no problem. Then I used to cry. Jesus, I cried for weeks about this situation. I will go to God, I'll cry. I say, Lord, please vindicate me. Don't let this happen to me. Don't let this happen to me, please, Lord, vindicate me. I thought maybe they will expel us or something because of how they were actually going. Like, they were talking about this thing every single time they will come on assembly, they will talk about it. Like, some students went during the summer, they went and they messed up themselves. They went on, held ungodly parties. Even, I said, Jesus, like, they were talking about it every time. SS1 students. I say, God, please, like, I was just like, God, please deliver us. Like, what is it? Like, this cannot be this deep. Like, I'm not crying, guys. I'm not crying. I promise you. The weather is cold and I'm shaking. That is why it looks like I'm tearing. I cannot cry for that rubbish anymore. But anyways, I cried. I begged God, Lord, please show me mercy. Oh Lord. Anyway, if I actually sinned for going for this, but I'm sorry. Have mercy, because I was just like, God, please let them not actually punish us. Let them just forgive us. Oh Lord, mercy. But alas, no mercy came. Oh, these people did not show any mercy. They punished all of us to the full extent of the punishment they said they were going to give to us. I can never forget the day that I was, oh my God, like, Jesus. So one of those days we normally have the fellowship thingy after, let's call it class fellowship. We used to have it on Sunday evenings after, like, churches in the morning. Then Sunday evening we'll have the class fellowship. So that day, oh Jesus Christ, I was in the meeting. So the teachers, all of us that are teachers, we used to meet, like, before the class fellowship. We would meet with the patron, and then we would go, because patron was like the pastor of the church, the boarding house church, and then we would go over the material for that day. And I will never forget that day. We were there, like, sometimes I would even, like, teach, like, the class, and of course I was assistant pastor and all of the cell of class fellowship. So we were there having the meeting that day, and then this woman, like the wife to the owner of the school, she just walks in and she sees me sitting there, and she's like, what are you doing here? You hypocrite! Stand up, leave this, come on, you leave this place before I descend on you. Like, and this man is big, and me, I was tiny. Jesus, she's big. So the way she was shouting at me, oh God, like, I love it. She was like, get out. What do you want? What are you teaching them? You that you're a hypocrite. In school, you do good girl. You go home and go and be organizing party. Going from house, that was the day I said that thing. Going from house to house, organizing party. Finally, you have been exposed. All of you that want to hide your bad character, all of you that try to hide who you really are, God will continue to expose you. That's my prayer. I promise you guys, I'm not being dramatic. This woman was actually behaving much more than I'm trying not to be overly dramatic here, but she was doing much more than whatever I'm doing now. I promise you. I left there in fright. I legit ran away, and I went to the hotel. I was crying. Like, people, I thought, what happened? I was just crying. I said, God, which kind of problem is this? I'm tired. I just want to go home. Like, it was traumatizing. Like, as she walks me out, and she's like, I don't want to let me never ever see you here again. Let me never see you here. I said, God, time for the class. The patient now called me like that. Oh, the woman said, I cannot teach you. I'm not fit to teach anything. So unfortunately, I can no longer be the assistant pastor anymore. I say, okay. Let's just say, after all was said and done, I finally accepted my fate. I'm like, okay, this prayer of mercy, I was praying that they will not punish us, they will forgive us. It's never going to be answered. So I might as well just, I stopped praying about it. I said, okay, it's okay. Now the only prayer I was praying was like, Lord, vindicate me. I showed them that we not actually do anything wrong. Like, maybe if anybody did anything wrong, they should punish the person that did wrong. What's my own business now? I did not do anything wrong. But that was prayer I was praying, that Lord, vindicate me. That before I leave the school, you must vindicate me, or you must restore my dignity and pride. I'm sorry because I'm laughing. Well, I don't think that ever happened. I don't know, until I graduated. Maybe it happened anyway, but I don't know. Okay, finally I accepted it. I'm like trying to move on with my life. I'm not even lying, guys. For the next 2 months, okay, let me say a month. Maybe if I say 2 months, I know it was not 1 month. For the next 2 months, there was barely a week in devotion, like in morning assembly, morning assembly, that they will not use me to preach. There's this particular man, every time he's preaching, he says some of you, when you're in school, you are very good. You're very good people. You receive Christ, but when you go back home, you backslide. So there was this girl, this one of our very good students. Oh, very good students. I'm sure you all know her. She was a very good girl, very devoted to God. But she went home, and during the holiday, she soiled herself. She lost her virtues. Somebody would think that maybe I went to go and do prostitution because I went to cinema. She lost her virtue. She lost her pride. She lost her dignity. She lost it all. And now it felt like that. God can still accept you. Go to God in prayer and plead for mercy. Beg God to forgive you. Beg God to forgive you. Repent. I say, it's not your fault. That's how I stopped preaching. No, I was not qualified to hold mic anymore. I'm sure if it was possible to say sit in the back of the church, like how they do in some churches, that would have been my case. But because we used to do a class by class, we sit with our classmates, so SS3 in front, SS2, SS1. That is the reason. In fact, I was actually sitting in the back because SS1 sits at the back of the pew. But anyways, it was not because of punishment. But I'm sure that would have also been what they would have done. Different people used to just use me and preach. People would just say, oh, if you, like some of you go home, you backslide. Oh, today God is calling out to you for repent again, come to God. Like that girl, you know yourself. That girl, I'm like, okay, can you just come to me? You can come to me directly and tell me. I know you're talking about me. You don't have to go to the pulpit to say it all the time. Okay, this is still news. I remember why I'm very sure that this thing was more than a month was because in the second month when it happened again, I was like, okay, this is still news. By this time I was over it. I'm like, okay, this is still news. Like, come on, we already know. It's okay. We already know. You have called us on assembly. You have embarrassed us. You have flogged us. You have punished us. You have done everything. What is it? I was no more choir mistress. They say I'm not worthy. I cannot hold any spiritual position anymore. I'm not worthy because I've sold myself during the holiday. I'm backsliding. I say, okay, what is it? What else do people want from me? Like, I was no more in the choir. I remember the last time I sang before I graduated. I remember like it was very emotional. I cried. People were like, oh my God, Esther, I've missed your voice. I've missed hearing you sing and all of these things. But anyways, it was not a funny experience, and I was just like, please guys, like, it's okay if people stop listening to preach. It was a very traumatizing experience for me because what I was like 14 years. Like, just to give you more context, like I was like 14 years, right? Yes, 14 SS1. And like, so it was very traumatizing for me. I used to cry a lot. Oh my God, I lost so much weight just because the thing that makes me lose weight is if I'm not happy, if I'm going through something emotionally. And I remember then, like, my mom was so worried because she knew about what was happening, because I used to tell my family friend that was a student to like tell her like what is happening. And because again, the thing with my school, that evil school, I'm sorry, but that school is they don't want you communicating with your parents. So like they try as much as possible to prevent any communication between your parents. Your parents cannot just come to school to see you for any reason. Like, they don't allow it. There was a time they introduced this thing of you can make a phone call to your parents, but while you're making the phone call, a matron is there with you, like a hostel mistress is there with you, so they're listening to your conversation. So you cannot be telling them like things happening in school. You can only say, oh mommy, my tissue has almost finished, please, I need tissue, all those kind of things, because they're basically listening to what you're saying. Jesus, that place was it was a cage. Like, we were caged. It was legit a cage. Like, I don't know. And then the owner of the school, like, had this military background, and they tried to enforce it on the students. So I had to like go through my classmate that was a day student. That's how my mother came to school, because my mom was always very worried. Like, I remember times like when I could not, like, I used to cry like so much, and I just used to wish there was a way my parents would just come and take me home, like, for whatever reason. And I could not, like sometimes when my mom comes and I'm talking to her, I'm just like crying. But even when I'm crying, I cannot really explain the depth of what is happening to her. And like, I just want to go home, but like, what? Because you need a valid excuse before they will let you leave the school. Like, I remember then when people used to have weddings in their families, they say, oh, somebody in my family is having a wedding and we want the child to come for the wedding, they will not allow. They'll say no. How can your child leave school because of wedding? And if you do gra and carry that child, they can either suspend the child or expel that school was crazy. Like, it was a crazy place. You have to have a valid reason, maybe medical reason or something before they let you go. I remember my mom had to come to school to beg just because of how worried she was for me. She had to come to school to beg. I remember she came, like, and I did not even know this. She was telling me later when I came on holiday that she came to school to see that woman that was traumatized in my life, just to beg her. Like, she legit cried and begged this woman that, please, whatever this girl has done, forgive her. Like, this is your daughter, have mercy. Like, the woman walked her out of her office. She legit walked her out of her office. Like, I feel like I should not be protecting these people, because left to me, nobody should go to that school. Nobody should go to that school. But it's fine. Let me not spoil anybody's business. Let me not just call their name. Well, she legit walked her out. And when my mom was telling me, she was screaming, people had to come out, and people were now begging my mom that, oh, please just go, because of how she's angry, because of how she's shouting everywhere, like, just go. Legit embarrassed my mom out of her office. It's when I heard that story, I was like, okay, this is the reason why I've been crying. Like, never, God forbid, never again. I'm not crying. I'm not crying for anything. Oh, you have done your worst now. Should you have done your worst? Oh, okay. You kill me, you will not kill me, so it's okay. No, after that, the kind of thick skin I developed, I'm not even kidding. The kind of thick skin I developed, that until I always come, like, nothing is going to move me. Nothing people will do will move me. This one people have done is the worst. Is the worst. My name has entered book of records of people that have entered disciplinary committee. It's okay. So now it's time to misbehave. I didn't misbehave because I was already a good girl right from the time, Shalom. Anyways, like, that was the most traumatic experience I had in that school, and until I graduated and left that school, I'm not sure I ever fully recovered. Like, guys, the day that I'm sorry, this is getting very long now. I'm going to wrap up now. I remember that the last day that I was a student in that school, or the day that I finally left the school before I had to come back on my graduation day, I remember my dad came to pick me up, and the moment we drove past the gate, I just did like, I legit heard myself breathe, and it was not conscious anything, like. And that's when it occurred to me that I had been holding my breath. Like, it was just like when you're holding your breath underwater. That was legit what was happening to me in that place, and I did not even know, like. But I was just like, I had legit been holding my breath. It was like I was suffocating, or like I was not breathing until the final day that I left that school, and I was just like, this place is behind me. Like, I'm done. I survived, and I'm out of here. And like, I legit felt myself breathe and like calm down. Like, it was like I'd been holding my breath in for so long, and then finally I was able to breathe out. And every time I remember that scenario, I'm like, Jesus Christ, the hold that place had on me, I think it's spiritual. Like, guys, till now, when I barely have nightmares. Actually, barely have nightmares. Many times when I have like dreams that look like nightmares, it's usually like because I've slept too much. Like, that's one thing my mom always tells me. And usually whenever I oversleep, like maybe I've slept for 12 hours, then I start having weird, bizarre, rubbish dreams. But almost every single time I have weird, bizarre, rubbish dreams, I'm inside that school. I'm saying it's a spiritual thing. I'm not even joking. I'm inside that place. Like, every time it has to do with that. I remember one time one pastor told me that it's prayer point, that power, like their powers the enemy is using to hold me back. It's the spiritual thing, they're holding me back. The hold that place had on me was something else. And like, I was actually traumatized. Like, I cannot even lie, I was traumatized. And that even like seeped into my work with God, where it now became a thing of, oh, I have to be perfect, or because it was legit like I had been perfect all through my time in that place. And then this one time that I slept, that was not even a sleep, I just went to the cinema. But anyways, this one time that I slept, all hell broke loose. Like, earthquake happened, and like I should be swallowed inside the earthquake. It now became a thing of where even in my work with God, I was so scared. I was like, I want to be perfect, I don't want to do anything wrong. Like, this was even after I left, while I was there, and even after I left. So even in my work with God, like, I was just always trying to be so perfect, because I'm like, oh, God is waiting, like that woman waiting for me to just sleep, so that if any mistake I do, He will punish me, and that punishment will be so great. That was how my work with God became, because of, again, the things they were teaching, the doctrine I was hearing, that somehow were beginning to form in my mind, guide my life and guide the things I was doing. And I thank God for salvation. I thank God for deliverance. I thank God for taking me out of that state. And I thank God that it's no longer like that. I know that God is not just waiting there to smack me at every small mistake I make. Because the way we're punished, Jesus Christ, like honestly, the gravity of, if let's even say maybe whatever we were wrong, let's even say maybe I was the one they were carrying and I'm the one the boy was carrying. Honestly, the gravity of the punishment they gave can never be justified. Like it was too much. It was too much. And this is just for me. This is just my own perspective again. And my own, I felt like my own was very pronounced because of, obviously I was holding all the spiritual positions, and they would use me to preach and all those things. They stopped me from singing, so it was very pronounced. My own was like pronounced and prolonged for a long time. But again, like even people that were not like holding spiritual positions, they still faced punishment, so they still had their own. Only God knows like if you now listen to this other person's perspective of how it was for them, like it was honestly a lot. It was too much. It was so intense. Like they legit went overboard with whatever they were doing, and I don't know what they were trying to achieve, but all they ended up doing was just driving fear in us. And again, like I said, somehow I built a thick skin where I was like, I don't care anymore. I'll still be me because I'm not going to go out of my way to like act out or misbehave because of what somebody has done. But at this point I'm like, okay, it's your business. Like, okay, fine, since I cannot be perfect, okay, I'll just be myself, and whatever else people want to do. Which should bring me to another story which I'll tell you in a different video of what now happened. I've developed this skin. But yeah, it was not a funny thing. Now I can laugh about it, but then it was not funny. I was always crying every single day. I'll let you go back to God and cry. I'll cry. I say, Lord, I want an apology. This man should apologize to me for this thing that she did to me, for traumatizing my life. But it didn't happen. I just had to like forgive and move on for myself and like not care about them anymore. That's it, guys. I don't know if you had any like traumatizing experience in secondary school that you'd like to share with us. Please do share in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like more videos like this, let me know. And I'm not sure how many stories I can remember from that school, because again, I've blocked out a lot of memories, but as I remember, I'll be telling you. Okay, alright guys, I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe. Please subscribe if you still haven't subscribed, share, like, comment, all this good stuff, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Alright, bye.